So I don't mind. I can stand my destination. It doesn't have to be like that comfortable as long as I get there. But there are people who are like, no, I have to be comfortable. If you can afford all of them after you've saved, that's good. But if you can't, make sure you can prioritize one thing that is more important. So it's all going to be luxurious. Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you're new returning, welcome. So this is episode 4 of the Girls Travel Guide series. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about saving and budgeting for your dream trip, girls vacation, dream vacation, whatever you want to call it. In episode 1, we talked about safety tips. Episode 2, we talked about prepping nails, hair. Episode 3, we did talk about packing for the trip. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about saving. So you actually go for the trip, okay? So I'm just gonna get right into it. Make sure you watch the other episodes. Episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. I'm going to link them in the description. And let's get started with the video. Okay, so the first thing I will advise is you start saving early. You can start saving weekly, monthly. So let's say like you wanna travel like in December. We're about to go to August. So you have August, September, October, November, December. You can save little each week. By the time you get into December, even January, you kind of have enough to go to a trip, to go to like a small vacation. So I don't think when I finally make a lot of money is when I'm going to travel. You can just start saving as little as possible, weekly, monthly, so that when you get there, when you get like January or whatever month you want to travel, you can travel in January because it's usually a bit cheaper. You kind of have some money to plan on traveling with. Okay, so now that you've figured out like you're going to be saving monthly, weekly, you to open a savings account because life happens. You can be like, so that money that I was saving, I can use it for this, or when I get to this point, I can use that money for this and for that. But if you have a savings account that is closed that you cannot touch, now you can be like, okay, so I'm going to be saving this money in this locked savings account. I cannot hold or get to this money until like you can put for 6 months if you're traveling in 6 months, or 3 months if you're going to be traveling 3 months. So when it comes to that time, it's matured, you're like, okay, now I can travel because you've been saving monthly and it's in a locked savings account, so you cannot like do anything with it except travel. So after you figure out how much money you're going to be saving monthly or weekly, now you open a locked savings account that is locked for like 3 or 6 months, whatever suits you, so that when you're ready to travel, that money is there, it has matured. If there's interest, you can have interest to travel with. So the other thing is you can actually choose to travel with a group. So you can travel with your friends, with whoever, and with this, you people can save together. That makes it even more. You keep each other accountable. The money is even more. So like as they say, like if you travel in numbers, things become cheaper. Like the housing, now you're paying for it, saving. The food, now you're saving like on food or like housing, because now you're gonna be paying for like a house all together. So if you can get like a group of people who wanna travel, that works. You know, when you're saving alone, you get and be like, maybe I can just do something around, or maybe I don't have to travel. But as a group, you planned it, so it's going to happen. Okay, so you can get a group of people who are like want to travel, also you can keep each other accountable on the saving and the traveling part. Number 4, now you have to decide on the budget, whether it's you by yourself or with your friends. You can decide, okay, you want to do something luxurious, you want to do something budgety, something that is a bit affordable. So you can decide like, okay, you're gonna be doing this, or you're gonna be doing this. So now that you decide, you know, like your budget, now you are like, okay, if we save this for this amount of time, we can travel this way, we can save maybe on food, we can save maybe on rent, we can save maybe on transport. So you need to know the budget of like, at least Google how much do housing cost, transport, everything, whatever you are planning on traveling to. So before even you get to your budget, you need to research. Like, I think this goes with the last point. You need to research the ticket, the food, the rent, another rent, the housing, how much it's gonna cost. So you're like, okay, if we can make this much money, it can cover up. So when you're saving, you're like, okay, after you've reached this amount, okay, that's gonna cover the housing. If you get to this amount, that's gonna cover housing and food. If you get to this amount now, that is going to cover like our transport to and fro. Always make sure you come to and fro, and then the extra activities. So always make sure you research. It also puts like a little extra in case you get there and everything has gone up or down. So yeah, so always make sure you do that. You research, then you budget, then you're like, okay, this is how much you're gonna use. So you start saving, and then you start to figure out which one is comfortable for you to save. So if you can save something like you can go in 3 months or 6 months, just make sure you're comfortable right now. So don't feel like, oh, it's taking a lot of my budget or my day-to-day budget. So you can do 3 months, 6 months, you can even do a year. So that like that's something that you just do for yourself. Actually, traveling or having plans in the future is so good because it kind of gives you something to look forward to. So let's say now you've saved, now you have the money, you can start booking stuff as early as possible. So if your stuff matures 6 months, 3 months, you can book like a month early, 2 months earlier, whatever. Maybe someone is if you decided to like do it in a group, someone is free, someone is off free, so you can all decide on like the month or the day or the weekend. Everyone is free and you can start booking stuff early. You can book tickets early, you can book housing early. I feel like this kind of saves. I don't know, I'm not sure about this, but as they say in the internet, when you book early, you kind of save some money. So it's good to even try that, book your stuff early. First of all, you don't want to be on the rush hour or like when things have like now hikes. So booking early actually gives you time to be like, okay, we booked housing, transport and stuff, so let's look for extra money for extra stuff. The other thing is prioritize what matters. So the people who are like, I'd rather travel comfortable and just get there, I can live in a hostel or whatever. And other people who are like, I'd rather get there and my hotel room is looking good. So I don't mind budgeting on like travel expenses. So you can like prioritize what matters. Personally, for me, I prefer to get there and be like in a comfortable place. So I don't mind. I can stand to my destination. It doesn't have to be like that comfortable as long as I get there. But people are like, no, I have to be comfortable. If you can afford all of them after you've saved, that's good. But if you can't, make sure you can prioritize one thing that is more important. Is it like you're traveling, especially if it's gonna be a lot of hours? Obviously, you wanna be comfortable, or do I wanna get there and be like, where I'm going, I want the place I'll be staying to be more comfortable. So meaning it's gonna be a lot of money, or so prioritize what is important to you so that you can enjoy the experience. Okay, if you're traveling on a budget, actually this video is about traveling on a budget, right? But anyway, you can save and get to a place where like it's all going to be luxurious. But I feel like it will be good if you save on food. So you book an Airbnb, you can buy food, especially if you're a group. This is going to save you so much. You can buy food, you can hire a chef, you can all decide to cook and make it part of a fun activity that you guys are going to do together. So you can save on food by buying and cooking inside instead of going to eat out daily. If you didn't book Airbnb and you took a hotel, a lot of hotels give breakfast, so make sure you take breakfast. That is going to save you on having to go buy breakfast and then lunch and then dinner. So always make sure you try to save on food, because you can buy here, you can get breakfast, or if you're in Airbnb, you can buy and cook. So going out can be something you do like dinner time or lunch time. You don't have to do it consistently. That's where you save money on the food, and then you can put all that money in the experiences you want to have where you travel to. Okay, so the other thing is you can set like a daily spending limit. So on this day, you can decide every day I can only spend like this amount of money on like food and experiences and buying stuff. This makes sure that by the time the trip is over, you still have money. Like you didn't spend money, and then 2 days you're like, I don't have money. I went out and I bought and I did and now I don't have any money. I just have to sit still till we leave. So if you have a daily spending limit that's gonna help you to be like, okay, I'm budgeting each day. The maximum I can spend is this. Make sure like on all the way to the last day you still have money. Okay, and then on the last days, if you have extra, you can go out, buy souvenirs and stuff before you go home. And then also make sure you can have an emergency fund, as we talked about. I'm not sure which episode, but we talked about having an emergency fund, so in case of any emergencies, you have that extra money. You're not like, I am fixed and fixed. Yeah, so this is my last point. So if traveling and all this, like, oh, I have to plan, find money, I have to budget. Okay, you have to budget either way. But if all this, like, you have to book training, you have to figure out what you're gonna eat, the activities you can do. You can take a travel company, the one that gives you a package, like they're gonna give you hotel, food, staff, activities. If you're a person who's like, I really don't wanna be stressed with like, I have to book hotel, and then I have to book transport, then I have to figure out what I'm going to do, then I have to figure out food. If you're really a person who doesn't like that stress, you can get a travel package from a tour company, and most of them usually give you transport to and from. They give you accommodation, food, not all. Some give all like lunch, breakfast and dinner. Some just give maybe lunch and then breakfast and lunch, and then they give you transport. Like, if you don't want to be stressed, you can just get a tour company to give you all that, so you can just save. Be like, okay, you can go to those tour company and look at their packages. And now as you're just saving and be like, I'm gonna give them this money, then they're gonna have to carry the stress of like housing and transport and food and activities. Actually, this is the best if you're gonna be traveling as a group, because I don't know, but if this is your vibe, I think I would really recommend that. Yeah, so you just get to travel without stress. Or if you're like a very busy person, you don't have time to be like looking and googling and whatever. This is the best one for you. So as you're saving, you're like saving towards that, and you're like, if I get this amount of money, all these packages are gonna be included. I'll just have to add a little to maybe pay for like a park entrance, because there's some expenses that are usually excluded. Anyway, so this have all been the points that I feel if you can budget, you can travel. I feel like traveling is so good. It's good to go outside, go outside like your culture, go outside used to and see the world in a very different light. Yeah, and I pray like you can save. So just, I don't know if I want to recap. So you can figure out how much you can save monthly, put a closed locked saving account, then budget where I'm going, how much it's gonna cost, how much am I comfortable saving, is it gonna be 3 months, is it gonna be 6 months, when am I comfortable travel, do I want to travel alone or do I want to travel with friends? So with all this, traveling is going to be so easy, because you're like, okay, I save here, I book here, or like I just give it to a company and they sort everything out. Anyway, so this is the end of the series. It's been so fun making this series, really, and I hope it kind of helps in a way. I don't know, but I really do hope it helps. So I hope you watch episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. This is episode 4, the last one, but I'll do another series soon. Anyway, I hope you save and travel. You don't have to be like so doing the same thing over and over again. It feels so good to like travel and see life in like different lights. And thank you for watching this video. And if you've watched all the episodes, thank you for watching this series. And yeah, I think bye. I'll see you in the next one.